You know who doesn't need a winter coat right now? Our good friend Nala over here. She has gotten so fluffy since the last time we saw you guys. We've got Dr. Cryan here and his family as well. We are talking a little bit about President Trump mandating that return to office for nearly all federal employees. A lot of pet parents now facing a tough decision, what to do with their beloved fur kids, their fur babies as well. After years of remote work, a lot of people have kind of gotten accustomed to having their pets with them. Their pets as well have gotten kind of accustomed to this. So what are you hearing as far as concerns go from your clients, your customers about this return to office work for these federal employees?
The return to office order has certainly created a lot of anxiety throughout families of the DMV, myself included. As you were saying, some people have been, work at home employees from years before the pandemic. Unfortunately, when we had after the pandemic, we had the return to office work mandate kind of throughout the industry. We did see a rise in dogs returning to shelters and rescue organizations and fosterers and things like that. So I fear that, we might see a similar increase after this, but I hope that's not the case, of course.
Yeah, Nala's a pandemic dog, right?
Yes. She's a pandemic and, a lot of pressure from fans online and here and, former host and whatnot to get me right. Yeah, we got her a couple of years back. So she's just 9 months old now, 10 months old now.
Oh, my goodness. Steve even was like, oh, wow, look how big that dog is. I'm like, that's Nala. Remember when she was a puppy? And Loki here as well. You guys have had him for a little bit longer.
He just turned 7. They've both been on here since they were little tiny puppies that I could hold in one hand. So they're used to, having, family members home like a lot of dogs.
Right.
And, a changing routine, can really, put some stress in the family. I think kids and pets do best with a good routine. And when that's altered, you can sometimes see behavior issues, things that you can do in advance, try to spend as much, time you can, exercising, mentally stimulating them, trying to get positive reinforcements. If people do have to go back to work, looking into a dog walker midday might work with some dogs. Sometimes bringing them to daycare if they have the right temperament or disposition that they can do well in those cage-free environments, get socialization, exercise out. Some dogs like my Loki wouldn't do so great, in those kind of, cage-free stuff. He gets a little nervous, but luckily he's got Nala now to keep him company on the unfortunate incidents, their mom has to go back to returning office.
I understand. What signs and symptoms should you be looking out for with your dogs? If maybe you've left for a few days, maybe you're going back to work a few days and you come home, are we looking for the typical signs where maybe they've ripped some things apart, maybe had an accident? What should people be looking out for?
Good question. Changes in eating and eliminating can be a sign of behavioral issues, destructive behavior, licking and chewing themselves, destroying objects, aggression around objects or other pets or family members. All could be signs that a behavioral issue is developing. And if that's the case, you want to have this conversation with your veterinarian, talk about potential clinical signs. The solution may be as easy as, having a neighbor come over midday and spend some time to play with the kid and walk the dogs. Or it might involve, supplements or sometimes even medications if they really have, significant anxiety and separation anxiety, if their caregiver is now at the office 8-9 hours a day.
Yeah, for some people, maybe this was the first time they've ever had a dog or a cat. Cats, of course, can usually function on their own for quite a while. But for dogs, they can't really go past a certain amount of hours being by themselves, especially if they have to use the restroom. So talk to those new pet owners out there who maybe need to know some of the requirements when it comes to going back to the office and what they need to know for these pups.
Good question. It's a lot to ask for a dog to be at home for, 8 to 10 hours with commutes these days and not, expect them to hold it, and so you'd want to have someone try to come midday if at all possible to let them out, give them some exercise, give them some mental stimulation, have them go outside so they can, do their duties versus, keeping things holed up, which makes them more prone to getting, UTIs and GI issues and that sort of thing. So it is very important to them, and especially the very young, dogs, well, when Nala was in here, when she was much younger, the old wives' tale, that's a bad expression, is, an hour per month. So the puppies, every couple hours are going to have to, be let out, and that can be obviously hard if you're no longer at home, like a lot of government employees have used to be, accustomed to, and their dogs as well.
Awesome. Well, Nala is a paid actor, apparently. She's just chilling here on the floor, looking great. Loki, as calm as ever. We love it when you guys come visit us. And if people want to get in contact with you, where can they?
You can find us at Nova Mobile Vet. Always looking for good veterinarians and clients to join the team. Look us up online, or give us a call at 866-946-PETS.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Cryan. We appreciate you all coming in, as always.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
All right, Annie Mae, I'll send it over to you.
Hey, making herself comfortable, Jacqueline. That's all we like.